Hey. Today is letter G for our ABCs of Conscious Capitalism for Kids. If this is the first time you're catching my 26-day series, please feel free to jump back to letter A or just go along for the ride. But if you're looking for a deep dive into what is conscious capitalism and why it matters, I suggest checking out the description section for a little more details and hopping back to letters A and B where I spend more time discussing it. But what I really try to focus on as the letters have gone on is just jumping right into the conversation of the day. For those that don't know me, my name is Cassandra Quinn, and I'm a fractional COO and growth advisor for socially conscious businesses. And we help them be able to scale their impact and profit, not their problems. And we do it all through the lens of conscious capitalism to make the world a better place. So let's jump in. Today's letter is letter G. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. As always, with our book by Laura Hall, we have a quote that we have up here, and we have, it says, caring for our planet is not in conflict with running a successful business. Ooh, let's try that one again. I love it. Caring for our planet is not in conflict with running a successful business. That is a quote from Rose Maccario. I apologize, I might be mispronouncing Rose's last name, but that is the CEO of Patagonia. So let's jump into the content of our Go Green letter G. So while we have an amazing environment around us to meet our needs, the amount of changes we can make to it without destroying it are limited. We can constantly create new things, but we can't create a new world. There is no plan, and as ET in parentheses, plan it B. Haha. So it's important to use your power to keep our planet and its people safe. It means going green. Now, being green isn't just about loving plants or the oceans or our environment. It means actually doing something to help better the world we live in. Maybe this means understanding more about how to properly dispose of your garbage, choosing to use paper or stainless steel straws instead of plastic ones. Maybe it's riding your bike instead of getting a ride in a car to go to practice. It means that you're thinking about the choices you're making and trying to do better. Conscious businesses also want us to use the power that we have to reduce the negative impact on the environment. They understand that resources we have are limited and are making choices to help conserve them by recycling, increasing energy efficiency, and streamlining shipping costs. They also know that when we go green, customers feel like they are that they are caring. There we go. Caring, trustworthy businesses, and employees can feel safe and proud for working for a company that cares about the world. Together, we can all make small changes that will improve the world around us and make it a better place to live. So I'm curious to hear, what are some things that you see the business that you own, the business that you work at, the businesses in your community doing that are cool green initiatives? I will say that one of the things I love is a service that I use here in Chicago, or it is in multiple locations, but in Chicago, it's called Cook Unity, and they actually deliver pre-made meals, but they are in reusable bags that the organization picks up with reusable ice packs. A lot of meal prep and meal delivery services like that don't have all of that, where it's reusable and given back to the company. And the containers they're coming in are commercially compostable, which is really great. And because we live in Chicago and we already have a commercial composting company that we use, so once a week or once every other week, we have them come pick up a 5-gallon bucket full of our composting, and it goes away and they magically turn it into good things for the earth. And I love that, which means the packaging and that food is coming in is able to be composted rather than thrown away. So that's a business I really like and admire that we just recently started using. And yeah, I am excited to hear what are some of the things that you have discovered. Again, share it in the chat. I'd love to get a conversation started. This is how we spread ideas. What's working, what's not. Also, what should we be aware of with greenwashing? If you're not familiar with the term greenwashing, it is a term where businesses are trying to ride on the coattails of this green initiative and trying to get good publicity, trying to look good to the public, but aren't necessarily actually doing things and maybe actively hiding things that are harming the world around us. So that's it. That's all I have to say about letter G, go green. But I will be back with you for our next letter, which is H, for heroes and heroines. Ooh, you know what I forgot to do though is show you the picture. I'm so sorry. Let's look at that before we wrap up. So this is today's picture. And we see recycle, compost, landfill. I'm always really impressed when I see places that are actually composting businesses. I love visiting communities, cities, countries that's the norm. And there's always this little description with the picture. Find all the items in this picture that can go in the recycling, compost, or the garbage, and draw lines to the bin that they end up in the right spot. So we have a milk jug, and that would go to recycling. A chip bag, unfortunately, has to go to the landfill. Compost for this sandwich that looks like a glass bottle. I realized I was holding it in such a way that you can't see it. There we go. I believe that is a glass bottle, maybe plastic. Glass is more likely to hopefully get recycled. This banana peel can go in the compost. Looks like we've got paper here. That could actually go in the compost or recycling. And same thing with the newspaper. So it just depends on what is best in your community. Also, what's really great is soiled paper and soiled cardboard cannot be recycled, like food that has like food and grease stains, but it can be composted most of the time. So always check with, especially if you're doing commercial composting. I think that's everything. I would say just be mindful. Find the ways that you can truly reduce plastic in your life. We're all on a journey. We all have single-use plastic, but finding those ways that we can reduce that, because recycling is not enough. And we have to find those ways to truly not only be creating sustainability, but rejuvenation, and not just for our planet, but for ourselves. So I hope you have a beautiful night. There we go. For the evening, and I'm going to wrap up and get myself cozy and get some sleep for a big day tomorrow. Good night, all.